It's a sad day indeed for African football at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and quite disappointing results from two African reps who made it to the round of 32, the Democratic Republic of Congo and the Teranga Lions of Senegal. Quite disappointing. Democratic Republic of Congo entered the round of 16 game against the Three Lions of England. Yeah, with a compact lineup, 4-3-3, as coach Sebastien Desabre decided to go in with goalkeeper Lionel Mpasi in the goal post. The likes of Atamaswaku, Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the sideways in terms of the back line, Axel Tuanzebe, and then of course Chancel Mbemba Mangulu being the man in the center with Ngael Mokau, Samuel Matusami, the likes of Sadiki, and of course with Nathaniel Mboku, Brian Sipenga, and then you have Yohan Wissa leading the attack. This was quite a brilliant setup as coach Sebastien Desabre decided to go in with the lineup. The English team also lining up with the likes of Jed Spence and Nico Riley on the sideways, Ezri Konsa, Mark Guehi with goalkeeper Jordan Pickford, the double pivot of Elliot Anderson, Declan Rice, Noni Madueke on the left, and of course Marcus Rashford with Jude Bellingham playing just behind Harry Kane. The DR Congo team started very well. Pull out from Chancel Mbemba, and of course, Brian Sipenga connected with the shots at the feet of Jordan Pickford, and I ensured that the DR Congo team were up by a goal to nil. They were able to maintain their coup. Yohan Wissa had a clear opportunity of making it 2-0, but unfortunately faltered. And of course, in the second half, Harry Kane came up with another idea. So, having someone like Harry Kane was probably the thing that bailed out the English team today in the game. If you have Harry Kane, that what it means is possibly you have someone who is possibly going to bail you out. And that was where I think he stood in between the English team and the Democratic Republic of Congo too. So unfortunately, we've now seen South Africa going out, the likes of Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire going out, Democratic Republic of Congo are also out of the 2026 FIFA World Cup in the round of 32 after losing by 2-1 against the Three Lions of England. It's quite unfortunate that this kind of thing happened after the DR Congo team took the early lead in the first half of the game. It's quite unfortunate. Another big one is the Senegal teams, the Teranga Lions of Senegal, blowing out a 2-0 lead against Belgium. I just don't understand this. Like, when will African teams learn from the loss of concentration in the World Cup? Senegal is a team that have seen it all. They will remember it in 2002. Loss of concentration led to Ilhan Mansi scoring for Turkey in the 2002 World Cup. We've seen a lot of them, lot of concentrations in different African teams' games at the World Cup, in various World Cup tournaments. And tonight's one was quite another disappointing one, especially when the Senegalese team took a lead in the first half, courtesy Habib Diarra. Started well, really, really well. Coach Pape Thiaw changing the lineup in terms of how he tweaked goalkeeper Mori Diaw starting in place of Edouard Mendy, who's injured, Crepin Diatta, Ismail Jacobs. And then you had Pathé Ciss, and of course, you had Moussa Niakat, and of course, Habib Diarra, Idrissa Gana Gueye, Pape Alassane Gueye. This time around with Iliman Ndiaye started at the sideways in terms of the front three with Sadio Mane on the left, Ismaila Sarr leading the line. Habib Diarra scoring in the first half. Quickly in the second half, long ball, and of course, Ismaila Sarr chested just with the second touch, connected to make it 2-0 on the part of Senegal. Even though Coach Rudi Garcia decided to make some couple of changes that you can say it positively impacted in the Senegalese game, in the Belgium game, especially when he substituted Charles De Ketelaere for Romelu Lukaku. He kept on piling up the pressure. Diego Moreira also, and alongside Luki Bakio, added up the numbers, and you saw the Belgium team moving a lot forward, keeping up the numbers because they were searching for a goal. Then came the equalizer through Romelu Lukaku, who had, I think, his 97th goal for the Belgian side, which is absolutely incredible on the part of the Belgium striker. He's only behind Cristiano Ronaldo in terms of the European top scorers for their national teams. And how goalkeeper Mori Diaw made that silly mistake to come out when your defenders were keeping up the chase in terms of going out for the air balls. And this is an elementary mistake from a goalkeeper of his caliber. And quickly, the Belgium team used only 3 minutes to come a level pegging. 86 minutes, 89th minute, 2-2. The Senegalese team were nowhere to be found. They were jittery and probably they were tired. And of course, the match has to be pushed through post-match, the extra time. And of course, you saw the likes of Nicholas Jackson coming up and then Ibrahim Mbaye. But it was just unfortunate for me, the penalty decision that come on board. Referee Martinez, for me, was a bit biased. And I would say those in the VR room who asked him to go and watch, there was a penalty for me because there wasn't a touch. Lamine Camara couldn't touch Youri Tielemans in that incident, and it's quite unfortunate. Youri Tielemans converted the ball from the spot, and that ensured that the Belgium team are now through into the round of 16. This is probably the weakest Belgium team I've ever seen in the last 3 or 4 tournaments. The weakest Belgium team I've ever seen in the last 3 or 4 tournaments. I mean, this wasn't a Belgium that was having the likes of Jan Vertonghen, the likes of Toby Alderweireld, Nassar Chadli, Moussa Dembele, Eden Hazard, Torgan Hazard. I mean, you can talk of Marwan Fellaini, Vincent Kompany. This wasn't that Belgium side that was having that kind of top-notch quality. So I will say the Senegalese team decided to left off the hook. They blew up the great opportunity of making it into the round of 16. They must learn the hard way. And the unfortunate thing is, when will African teams start learning from loss of concentration in the World Cup? It's quite unfortunate that the Senegalese team blew up a 2-0 lead. And of course, they lost in that manner by 3-2 against the Belgian side. And it's a big loss for African football. And I thought after Ivory Coast went out, South Africa went out, DR Congo went out, especially when the Senegalese took a 2-0 lead, I thought they were possibly on their way through to the next stage. But it's quite unfortunate. The game management of Coach Pape Thiaw wasn't quite good at all. And that probably be one of the reasons why they lost the game. It's so unfortunate. 9 African countries progressed beyond the group stages to reach the round of 16 so far. 4 are out. Only 1 is through to the round of 16, and that is Morocco. Ivory Coast is out, South Africa is out, DR Congo is out, and of course, Senegal is out. Now remaining 4 teams. Cape Verde will enter in their game against Spain, and of course, we're going to see the Desert Foxes of Algeria playing in their game against Switzerland, and we will also wait to see what Egypt can show us in the game against Australia. And of course, the huge one, the Black Stars of Ghana will be playing against Colombia. Let's hope that among these 4 countries, at least 2 of them should be able to manage to scale through to the round of 16. But it's quite unfortunate Senegal blew up that 2-0 lead, and then of course they lost out in the round of 32 game as they are now out, and Belgium has now progressed to the round of 16 in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. This has been the podcast channel with our. Thank you.